Good evening, lads. Welcome to the Boardcast.
Hello.
How are we all traveling today? I have some terribly exciting news. We have our first official, bona fide, particular, very special sponsor.
Let's go.
We would like to introduce Imperial Numismatics. Our hit it like 3 or 4 times. Go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Very special guest of the podcast, Johnny Coins, who's been on before. You'll remember him from episode 10. Episode 10. I was going to guess
Milestone
3. So it was the special episode 10 that William left us for.
He's such a special sponsor. I had to get an air horn noise.
So Johnny Coins, as we've so adequately provided him with a very special nickname, along with being a very special sponsor for our podcast. He runs like a collectible coin company here in Perth called Imperial Numismatics. It's actually very cool. I've actually mentioned before, if you go
Hence why it's called Johnny Coins.
Yes,
Johnny Coins.
Yeah.
Imperial
He has a lot of
Numismatics.
rare coins.
We were like joking today about like how, because John's also an engineer. He's very skilled, very like skilled rural adult with a real job. So I was talking about how his nickname wouldn't be as cool if it was about engineers, but then calling him Johnny Engines also sounds very cool. But so we're gonna
Not bad.
but we're gonna stick with Johnny Coins because it makes sense. This thing.
But you put Johnny in anything and it's good, right?
Yeah.
If he sold collectible card games like we do, it'd be Johnny Cards.
But there's
Yeah.
like some pretty cool stuff on there. He's got some old like Roman coins and English coins, some like really old classic
gold
stuff.
coins.
Some really collectible things.
It's a hobby like us. The podcast finally mentioned hobbies for once.
but a very expensive hobby.
Well, what I've mentioned before is that because like in Warhammer and stuff, you have objective markers.
Correct.
So you can spend some like decent money on just regular Warhammer objective markers. Why not go to like Johnny Coins and buy some like
Gold
16th
coins.
century like I don't know
The
Tritonian
balloons that have fallen off a Spanish ship.
100% and have those as your objective markers. Hopefully you don't get ganked.
Spend 15 grand and then put it on a table, and then
Yeah,
your
but
opponent's
That's a
like,
flex. But people might not even know, so it's a subtle flex.
But there's some like some more frequented ones which are like $30, $40 each. You can afford to have those,
Yeah.
and they're still it'd still be very niche to the people you're playing the game with. I thought that'd be pretty cool.
I
Interesting.
was one of those people that doesn't understand coins as a collectible hobby. But the more I look at like John's Instagram page on Imperial Numismatics, the more I talk to John, and it's like the hobby collectibles in general, I get it now. There's a lot of history behind these things, and they look really cool. So there's a sense of satisfaction you get when you finally get them. Same thing when people get a collectible card and they're really proud of it and they get it graded, right? Same thing with a coin. Imagine the search, the quest to find like a coin, a rare one that you've always wanted. You finally get it, you grade it, you get the score back, you get the satisfaction. That is what like collectible means for a lot of people. So
What I really like about the coin thing is like some of these things have been around for hundreds of years. So the concept of like over time, this thing has been how many people has it like hands have gone through and touched.
There's
and,
history.
The history to it, right? And like where its origin. Like there's so few things now. Like you can go, especially I think in Perth, right? Our city isn't that old. We're talking about like 100-ish, 150 years realistically, any of those buildings. We're not in England where there's hundreds and hundreds of years of history that comes along with that. So when you think of here, it's like any time you can touch back in history from here, I feel like it's a lot. There's a lot there to be had. I don't know.
I don't know if it's still around, but I've heard about stories of people collecting old Roman coins from the Roman era. We're talking like 0 BC.
Yeah.
There's so much history
does it
there.
still like exist? Like, can you still? Does it not deteriorate over time?
No, for the most part, no. Like minerals and coins like that, unless exposed to like chemicals that are bad for them, they can last thousands of years, just like metal. It will oxidize over time in certain, like if it's, I don't know, but often they'll dig something up out of like peat or out of like under a building or in a cask, and that stuff's like pretty much perfectly.
Oh, that's cool.
And so where can you find them? Where can you find Imperial Numismatics?
I'm going to share them on Instagram,
Nice.
and that'll share to our Facebook, and I'll put it in our Patreon as well.
They're
So thank you,
located
Johnny
in
Coins.
they're located in Leaderville.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in the same building as I think it's a urology like a place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, even
quite
if you
easy to
don't
find.
check them out, like the Instagram page is actually quite a fascinating
Yeah, and then
thing.
they do have like a website and an eBay as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you have a collectible thing that you guys do outside of the collectible games?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Collect
What,
toys.
William? You collect toys? Transformers?
I have like everything here and there.
When
Statues,
you mean everything?
like anything that I like.
To be fair, he does have, I think we mentioned it, he has a life-size scale of Doctor Doom.
What do you reckon the first collectible thing you did was as a kid?
Ooh.
For me,
That's a hard one. For
well,
me, it
it's
was
hard
magazines.
because like it's just I don't like didn't have money to buy anything.
Yeah, but like there'll be something like your like something,
Marbles.
even if it's
Marbles?
Yeah.
Were they ever actually collectible?
Yeah.
100%. I actually because I had older parents, so I had marbles when I was a kid as well.
Yeah, we would like fight for it, right? And then some people had like the black version, and then some people had the milky version, and then you have to win it on your opponent.
You know what is very collectible now? Lego.
Oh,
Yeah.
So all those sets of Lego that I, as a kid, I didn't appreciate. But now, apparently, if you have sealed boxes of them, or even if you just have the
some,
set still,
not all.
they're collectible. Yeah, they're out of print stuff. Like the
Yeah.
old Star Wars stuff that's out of print.
Yeah.
That's big money on eBay.
Like there was the tower for it's like Sauron's tower in Lord of the Rings has been announced that for a Lego kit, and I was like, it's very cool, and like I thought maybe I'd look at it, but it's like way too expensive.
They did
It's like
Rivendell,
$1,000. Yeah,
Rivendell,
like a diorama with Rivendell.
Yeah.
And that's $600 something.
Yeah, $600. Just buy it when discount.
So like I remember my first collectible thing, and it'll be like properly, and it'll be Tarzos. Do you guys remember Tarzos? I think Tarzos are
They were just pogs, right?
just pogs.
Yeah.
They called them Tarzos in Australia. Do you know what a pog is?
No.
It's just a disc. It's like a disc, right?
Right.
And it would come in, I think it was Smith's chips. And in each packet of chips would come like a Tarzo.
So
in a little
it feels
packet.
like the same thing what Woolies is doing now, like the Disney shit, right?
Yeah, a bit.
It's just collectible card games again.
Yeah.
I think it's artificially have value. It's just collectible.
Like I do wonder that. Like, do
rare.
the kids now see that as the same way that I looked at like wanting to get Tarzos? Because the same thing we went
They did. Like you remember like the they had the
the squishable little dudes.
yeah,
right?
squishable, and they have the Disney cards at one go. Like people were like going crazy.
yeah.
People are paying like top dollar for like the disc.
I think the difference, again, it's all about like the consumerism part of it, right? Because the difference is like if we would buy like, you'd have to get one Tarzo, you'd have to buy a bag of chips, and then you get one in each one. And then the same way with like cards, you open a pack of cards, there might be a good one in there might not be. But you're not going to consume multiple bags of chips a day. At least most people didn't. Some people literally did just open like, people who had a bit of money would open like hundreds of packs of Smiths and just take out all the Tarzos for it because their parents had more money, right? But we didn't do that. So my mum's not buying me a bag of chips every day, maybe not every week. So the getting that one Tarzo like every now and again was like really fun and exciting. But the Woolworths thing is the more you spend, the more you get of it, right? So you can walk out of there with like a massive stash handful.
Yeah, very
So
true.
then the value to like a child is way less because like they're seeing them like the way that what would happen with the Woolworths thing. I don't know if it was like with your kids, I guess it's a little bit different because your family here is a little bit different to my structure. But when Lucas was young, it'd be like he was the only really young kid in my family at that generation. So my nan or my mum, so his nan would buy it, and then his mother's nan would buy it, and then we would buy it as a family. So all of it would get funneled in, and sometimes he'd go to my mum's or something and he'd get like a massive handful of like, the little squish guys or the cards or whatever. So like, he's like, oh, it's fun, but it's like, it's no like a
There's no
coveted prize.
collectability. Too easy,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's like that coveted prize of this cool thing you're getting. Now he's getting a handful, and 5 minutes later, he's like, eh.
It's one of those things where I couldn't understand for a while, why would you collect something that you couldn't play with? But there's a part of that primal part of the brain that wants to finish sets and finish collections.
Like one of the Tarzo sets.
Did you play with Tarzos?
Yeah, there was like games where you'd like flick them on top. Very much
But
like
did people
marbles.
actually
The
play
concept
them?
was very. They did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nowadays I collect like actual toys because like when I was young, I really loved Transformers, right? And then of course they're expensive, and now I could afford them, so I'll buy them. Like time to time, I'll buy one or two. Like just
They
over time.
provide you a feel, like a memory.
Yeah, I
a
like
bit of
it.
nostalgia.
Like I buy a couple now and just display them, like the ones I really like
got a favorite Transformer?
Yeah, I like Scorponok.
Oh, nice.
Which one? I don't even know which one that is.
It's a scorpion.
Oh, he's just okay.
He's a giant planet scorpion. It's a huge one. So it's like the same size as Fortress Maximus and stuff.
I saw a thing today that scorpions can live underwater for up to 5 days.
Real?
So they can just wander around out underwater.
Jesus.
And eventually, because they've got carapaces, right? There's oxygen underneath it, but it'll bubble, like the
Yeah.
oxygen will
Hairs
bubble
will
out,
catch the air.
and then it'll get too heavy, so it has to walk out. So if it doesn't physically walk its way along the bottom of the floor out of the water, it drowns eventually, right?
man.
Oh,
but it's like because
interesting.
it's semi buoyant while there's still oxygen in it, but it slowly as it moves, the air bubbles float out from under the carapace, and then it's like waterlogged, I guess, and it has to physically.
Why do you
want to
go into the water?
I don't know. I guess it's like a survivability thing, right?
Catches fish.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Fair
I'm
enough.
always glad that insects are small because the way they're designed, like the engineering behind insects, are insane.
Yeah.
If they're anything slightly larger, that's terrifying.
Well, they talk about like, because like the oxygen levels of the planet used to be a lot bigger in like dinosaur times. I'm not going to be good at here at actual dates, right? But they think like things like, so bugs could be much larger because the way that bugs breathe, they're covered in tiny little holes. And as they fly through the air, it's filtered in almost like a car filter. So they don't have lungs or anything. They have to be breathed through. So a bug can't get any bigger than it is like they are now, theoretically, because it can't suck in enough oxygen for it to survive as it's moving around. But before, when the oxygen was much more...
Why don't somebody like do that experiment, like just do concentrated oxygen?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't want bigger bugs.
That's how you end up with like eight-legged freaks or something like that.
There's a mad scientist out there that's like, I'm going to make a scorpion the size of a car.
Scorpion.
Just
the world.
ride into battle, right?
And you can write on it.
I don't want to ride a scorpion.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was large. Ugh.
Gross.
Just sit on it.
Insects insects are built insane because the insect world is crazy. If you think the animal world out there with the lions hunting caribou or whatever,
Dragonflies, I remember watching a documentary from the English fella. What's his name?
David Attenborough.
David Attenborough, right? So there was dragonflies, or the specific versions of them anyway, have like a 70% success rate when hunting, which is way above every other animal that exists. Yeah. So like a lion, I can't remember, look, I'm going to make up numbers here, but it's rough numbers, right? Let's say a lion's like 10 to 12% success rate every time it hunts.
Yeah.
Dragonfly is like 70% or more. So it's like if it wanted to get you, you get it got.
So I heard as well, ladybugs are pretty vicious.
Oh.
Yeah. They eat the aphids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they eat the aphids. Like
just consuming.
yeah.
Animal world, absolutely insane. If you think a crocodile eating a zebra is gnarly, like if you look at the animal world and look at the insect world. Every single insect is constantly fighting for survival because the insect world is just battling each other, and it's like it's a battle of like, do you just have the better armor? Are you better equipped?
You know who's winning that battle?
Ants.
Humans. Because
Cockroaches.
we murder we send 7 billion species of insects extinct a year.
Nice.
7 billion.
But if we were the size
fuck?
of insects, we would lose.
We evolved.
Have you seen like I watch a lot of like the David Attenborough like documentaries and stuff on Netflix. There's a gnarly one where in the Amazon there's a breed of ants. When they're finally having feeding time, they're like, all right, time for us to all go out and forage for like food, and they eat other insects. The ants will just cover the entire like surrounding area of their nest.
Oh, so it just
with
looks like
ants
it's
and just
map.
scout through and just pick up everything known. Nothing survives. Scorpions get taken back to their hole. Spiders get taken. Everything gets taken. It's gnarly.
Nightmare.
And then the documentary, like the one thing that survives is like a stick insect that just like stays super still. it doesn't
They're
move.
crawling over the top of it, and he's just like, oh shit. He's hoping.
He's just freaking out. He's like, oh.
You ever been at the shop or something where you see someone and you're just not in the mood to talk to somebody, so you don't. You just stay in the aisle. You just stand there really quiet and hope they don't see you. You're like, man, I just popped in to get bread, and I don't have a conversation.
I enjoy that we go from talking about Johnny Coins and Imperial Numismatics, and now we're talking about insects.
This is the Boardcast at night.
The Boardcast.
The podcast at night. Does that mean we're gonna have a broadcast in the morning?
We did.
Yeah, we used to be in the AM.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a PM too. It's 12, right?
What if we just do 2 a week? One in the morning, one at night.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm flat up. I got a lot of energy. Tonight we had 36 people for Commando. So
Oh, that's
Thursday nights
crazy.
every 6:30 we do Magic the Gathering Commando. One of our more popular nights, but tonight
Night
has really
pots.
proven to be more popular than usual because we had to pull out two more tables.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We did CEDH last night, which we're starting on Wednesdays, and then slammed straight back into regular Commando or casual Commando on a
Nice.
Thursday night. To get 36 is impressive.
So-
And I think it's a testament to Kang and the the consistency and the effort that's gone into like really foster a community there and do that stuff. And like we used to run on casual Commando like the kind of rule system that we had.
Yeah.
And it was something that I've done for a long, long time. And I think in times gone past, that rule set was necessary to keep a casual preference towards the games that we're playing.
Right.
But I think the game's advanced enough that it doesn't necessarily need those things. And the rule set was more, it was kind of, you'd score points if you did certain things and you would lose points if you did things like killing someone with turn 4 or destroying lands and stuff like that. Right.
Right.
And I think the whole objective of that was to lean people towards a more casual gameplay. But as the game's evolved and players have got better and decks have got better, I think that there's a natural time where most of the people have a better idea of what they're trying to get out of the game.
Yep.
And I think Kang was right. It was the right time to take that away and let the customers run free in their fields of Commander.
Generally speaking, with the saturation of plays that we have, the more variety of players naturally brings in a more of a casual atmosphere because it's a minority of players out there that actually take Commander very, very seriously. So with more players, there's a less likely chance you're going to get a table with more serious players. And for the brand new player coming in, they're seeing a larger variety of players.
Yeah.
I think that's a better representation of Commander rather than me trying to foster in an expectation within Commander Nights.
Absolutely.
You have to provide avenues for the more competitive players to get their satisfaction as well, get their gameplay in. And I think in recent times, we've offered a lot more competitive formats as well, which actually has kind of diverted the attention away from just Commander Nights. 7-Point Highlander is really picking up again, which is really cool to see. So you have some of the more competitive-minded Commander players are now playing 7-Point instead. And last Sunday, we had our first ever competitive Commander event, like a CEDH. We gave it a try, and that was a roaring success as well. Everyone had a ton of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many people were there?
15, right?
21.
21. I was shot way under there.
Yeah, we had 21 people show up for competitive Commander, which competitive Commander has a reputation for being a very niche format. And then to have 21 people show up really represents that there is an avenue for people to try competitive EDH, Elder Dragon Highlander. That's what Commander used to be called.
So we should probably touch on that. We like to pride ourselves on fairly well-run events. And by we, I mean Kang does an amazing job at starting the events and often mine are a little bit more sporadic, but have a lot of heart, I'd like to say.
It's the yin and the yang. I like the idea of I'll get everyone in, settled in, and then Danny finishes off.
Yeah. People know when they come into an event and they see me there that they're in for a bit of a ride. And
you put the seatbelts on the ride, you go in, let's see what happens.
But to be totally upfront with our wonderful listeners and customers, the CEDH event on Sunday was a bit of a schmozzle.
We had an issue where honestly it was my fault. I did a whole point system because I've racked over my head how to do Swiss pairings, or how to run an actual. Because Commander runs in a 4-player pod, so naturally it has its own challenges on how you match people. Because competitive games are usually played one-on-one. That's how you get a nice little laddering and a Swiss pairing system. You can't do that in Commander. So I just rolled with random pods. We play 4 rounds for the day. And based on the position you score in your game, you get points. However, fatal error, first place gets 4 points, right? And if everyone loses, they get 2 points.
Right.
It turns out you shouldn't pair even number with even number. Because how many people did we have for the finals?
At the end of it, it was 7 people on the exact same number of points.
We had 7.
So
seven place tie.
Winners?
7 place tie for the finals.
Yeah, and the problem is the winner of the event got a mana crypt.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that you need one specific winner.
And that's a fairly exuberant
It's
prize.
a huge testament to the community.
Mana Crib or Mana Vault?
Mana Vault. It's a huge testament to how good that community was, because what we ended up doing was playing 2 additional rounds on top of the rounds that they played, and the majority of people were keen and happy to sit down and play. And I think the community of people that were playing more CDH regularly really helped us through and to understand. They gave us a lot of feedback, very positive, helpful feedback for us to kind of construct a proper event out of it.
Nice.
I think the biggest thing is when we run events, right? For Magic the Gathering, which is we've got 2 pillar of games in any real hobby, in most hobby stores, right? And it's Magic the Gathering and Warhammer. In Warhammer and all its variations, and Magic the Gathering and lots of variations. Now, Magic traditionally has always been a one-on-one format,
right?
And they have a thing called Wizards Event Link, and that event link is how you structure and run an event, and that way you can track all the people that are playing, the things, the times they're winning, and it does all the seeding so that in a competitive environment, it doesn't leave anything up for the store or any tournament getting run to be done themselves. So there's no funny business that can happen.
Right.
We can't change the seedings. We can't change any of the way that people are matched up to each other. Once points are inputted, it's verified. It has to go in that way. And all that's really important because it means that as a customer and as an event goer, you've got clarity that the event is being run as fair as humanly possible, and nobody can be boosted up unsportsmanlike, right? The problem is, even though Commander now is still the most popular way to play Magic the Gathering, Wizards and Magic the Gathering really hold on to their one-on-one format, so there's no way to do it with Commander. And I think that's what's hard is like when we like did the thing. So Kang, of course, has a system where you can pot up people like manually, randomly, sorry. But that doesn't seed them in, so the better players are paying the better players, which is what you really want through a tournament, as you're aware of where we're at. But the community came up with a website online that does that pretty functionally. So we're pretty
nice.
Yeah. So we didn't know about it before, and like I don't think with a bit of Googling we could have found it either. So it's good that it's one of those.
We
things
can use that for the upcoming Commander event.
Well, yeah, we actually absolutely can. Yeah. So it's very handy. Like I think that's the thing is like when we have an event like that, and especially when it's the first one we've done, if it doesn't 100% run to like plan, having a good community of people that are like happy to walk us through and share the information allows us to like construct something cool and build out from better.
Yeah.
And the community was really good. Like we were having a bit of a laugh about it. The winner of the day was our Elspeth, and she had the card signed by everyone on the back of it and stuff like that as well.
Really cool.
Like
So
all the top players, and I drew a little goblin on the back of it. Like,
nice.
Yeah.
they took the Mana Vault, which is a card that's worth over $100, which is very easy for someone to take it and like, hey, it's $100. I'm going to use that as like prize winnings. But she took it and got everyone to sign it and really commemorates it as an event piece rather than just a piece for the collection.
Nice.
It's a collection thing now. Like we mentioned collectibles. Now it's a collecting thing that has a real tangible memory behind it, and it means so much more than just a card.
Right, respect.
Yeah, it was actually a really good time, and I think that's the main like get it from me is like the people who want to play competitive Commander now have an outlet to do that, and that means the casual players can then play in the casuals. And I think it's more about where when you're going to a game, knowing what you want out of it is very important, because it's like there's no point if you're looking for something competitive. There's no point sitting down with casual guys and then kind of stomping all over them and them getting upset because it's not what they were looking for. And really, if you want to play competitive, you really want that challenge to prove yourself against other competitive players.
Right.
And then if you're playing more casual and you're just kind of there to like stomp around with your big stompy deck and all your shiny foils, totally acceptable. I like to play like that way as well. So it's like you also don't want to go in there and be shuffling up 3 minutes into a game when you expect to be sitting down for an hour and having a laugh with your mates, you know?
I think it's important for us to see that on a Thursday night, actually, going back to our Thursday night Commanders, that we had 36 people, because 36 people really proves that we can really hit numbers for the Eternal Magic sponsored Commander event that we have coming.
Yeah.
So that's July the 20th.
Yep.
We got a massive Commander event. We're trying to fill out the entire house. It's going to be sponsored by William here, by Eternal Magic.
Yeah, I'm going to bring in lots of prizes.
You have a lot of prizes.
Yeah.
You want to mention some of them? Let's have a hear.
Yeah. So I think we can give out like booster packs, collector packs, and then I'm going to give out singles as well. So I've got tons of singles to give out. One of the cards is Ristic Study, the OG Ristic Study from Invasion.
We mentioned Ristic Study.
No,
no, a few times.
Yeah, but it's still good. It's still good. So yeah, I'm going to give out quite a number of things. Play mats as well.
Yeah.
When's that happening?
20th of July.
Yeah.
2024.
Saturday. I believe it's going to be happening on 12 o'clock in the noon.
Yep.
But the idea is we've done these events in the past. We've given out prizes, quite a hectic amount of prizes as well. We have everyone's name on like a wheel, like we normally do for all of our like raffle prizes. Every 5 minutes, we spin the wheel and someone gets a prize.
Yeah. So it's like just have
we just
all the
hammer it out.
time, like just go crazy. People playing the game, it's like you get a pack, you get a pack.
Is there a way to get more of your name on the wheel?
Yes,
Yeah.
by signing up early. Like sign up now.
Early bird online signups get their name an additional time on the wheel, which means you have a higher chance than just people rocking up.
And you get
putting
maybe
one
2
name on the
packs.
wheel.
Have you checked out our website, William?
Yeah,
It's pretty cool, right?
yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, we did a good job with that.
Yeah,
I'm really
it's fun.
proud of it. Sometimes I've been doing this for a long time. And the thing is, I've come from I've done a lot of small business, but most of mine was like in trucking or with farms, like out in the countryside. Not a lot of like cool digital online presence. Sometimes I just like to log into the Northern Boards website and like I look at it. I'm like, it makes me feel like a legitimate guy, you know?
It's fun, and I kind of really, you did a great job of designing it where it's more of that casual emphasis, that fun, bubbly nature that Northern Boards has.
Being predominantly colorblind, it means I can really play with colors more than the average person.
Yeah,
Because
when you first drafted out the website, I had to go in and be like, I want to change the colors just a little, just a little here and there.
So I just want to talk a little bit on like Northern Boards events, right? So something that I really love about Northern Boards and its events is the availability of food. So I can come here, do the event, and have a meal. Like because there's a lot of eateries nearby, and of course, Burger Boy is one of it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really like. Like you can order food in the premise and then get it delivered here.
Yeah, it's that convenience.
Yeah, the
thing that
convenience. Like this is something that no one has it. Like no one in Perth has it.
I've had people come back and say, "Oh, it's nice that I can take a quick pause in my game, order food, and then go right back to my game and the food is presented to me.
Well, that's
I don't pause my
we
game.
really wanted to work on that, so it's not impeding people, because to get enough games in for the night, it's basically game back to back to back. So the more convenience we can provide to the guys, so like to order the food and get it brought to them, and it's nice, it's always nice. Nem is like the chef of Burger Boy and like a part of the team, and I think Nem in like short little spurts is amazing. Maybe too much Nem, not as amazing. So like when he blusters through and hands out the food and has a bit of a laugh, it's always great. I got to usher him out the door before he says something that can get us all cancelled. But we're on the way.
But he brings his personality, and that's part of the Northern Boys charm, where each of us kind of provide a different feeling of the atmosphere.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
He's also like an amazing chef, and he's always trying cool new stuff. So tonight I got fed carrot cake, and what was the other thing that he made?
He made me some like vegetarian dish full of like greens
Yeah, do you know what?
and like fermented soybean.
Yeah, do you know what the soybean thing that looks like brain? It's not
Natto?
tofu.
Nah, it honestly just reminds me of tofu.
I forgot what it was called. I talked about it 3 times tonight. I've forgotten about it already.
Is it netto beans?
No, not natto.
Okay.
Not natto. Not natto.
Oh, whatever. It's not. I've tried to cook it at home because I was vegan for like 7 years, and I've tried to
Like
cook.
brain.
Yeah, it looks like a brain, but it's made
It
of
comes
beans.
out grey, like white and grey. It looks like fermented tofu. William kind of knows what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna Google it. Because
All right, you Google it. Like, I just want to talk a little bit more about like the food thing.
Yeah.
Because
why are you trying to keep us on track, William? I'm trying to sideline.
well, you can't find the food while I talk about the awesome food as Nem providing. So that's what I like. I can come here just on time, get the food ordered, and then play my games, and then eat it up, and then go back to game.
It matters a lot because the average person that works is finishing work at 5, and maybe
Yeah.
when they finally get down to play games at 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30, depending on things.
Yeah.
And we close at 10 o'clock. So you only have 4 or maybe 3.5 hours to play your game. And Warhammer takes a long time. Warhammer, like a 2,000 point game, especially if you're not a very fast player, is easily 4 hours.
Yeah, you can like
So you gotta maximize your time, make sure that you're getting down, playing your game. If it's your hobby as well, you really want to be spending your night enjoying your hobby. You don't want to be going
Yeah.
out suddenly having to
I love
get
it.
food.
Definitely. This is something that I really love. That imagine you playing like Warhammer, like a 2,000 point army, and then like if your opponent's taking his own sweet time and his turn, you can like chomp on your burgers and stuff.
Absolutely.
Like it's just so nice. And then Danny's still looking at the fermented brain or
you find
whatever.
it?
I'm gonna call them.
What?
We're putting him on.
I'm gonna put him on the podcast.
Wait, what if
yeah.
we don't tell him he's on the podcast
I'm gonna tell him that he's on the podcast so that.
so we don't get cancelled?
Hey Nem, you're on the podcast.
Yes.
What was the bean thing that we ate for dinner tonight?
The what?
What was the thing you cooked for me? What was the food? What was it called? The bean thing that looks like a
The
brain.
laksa.
No. What? Yeah, but what was the thing inside it?
The curry was a laksa. Yeah.
Oh,
a
laksa.
style curry. But like a green
the,
laksa.
like the tofu bit. I just forgot the name.
Oh, seitan.
That's
no,
it.
No, sorry, no. Tempeh. Fuck.
Tempeh. It's tempeh.
what culture is it?
Oh, there you go. You got it.
What? Yeah. What nationality is it? Like, where's it from?
Indonesian, I believe.
It does look like a brain though. Here, look.
I thought it tasted pretty tasty.
Now, it was. Well, I've said.
Wait, let me see. How
right.
do you spell it?
Thank you for visiting the podcast, Nem. Congratulations, your
Absolutely
first.
no problem.
$4.99, you can be a Patreon.
45 seconds to swear.
Be a member. Be a member now.
Bye.
All right. Go look it up. I want to see what on earth is this Indonesian food.
Do
that
you reckon that his voice will get picked up by the microphone?
yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, we can try.
perfect.
It. I'll just dub it in. It would just be me. You mentioned natto, Japanese natto.
Yeah.
That's like a fermented soybean that is
Yeah.
like.
It looks like that.
Tempeh.
Hold on, I gotta see
It's
this.
not brain. Does it look like brain?
Yeah, because like the log of it looks like a brain.
It honestly looks like cheese.
Either way, I've tried to cook it at home myself a number of times, and I'm not like an expert cook, but I haven't been able to make it even vaguely edible. So the fact that I enjoyed it,
How did you find this?
It was good. I liked it.
But
a lot.
how did you first discover this?
Well, because I was
Tempeh.
vegan, and when I first went vegan, like was vegan for 7 years, and it was a couple of years ago now that I stopped, or like 6 months ago, 12 months ago now that I stopped. And at the start, there wasn't a lot of like the Beyond Meats and all that extra stuff, so it was very much like tofu and mushrooms and beans and stuff like that.
Right.
So I was forced to try more different stuff at that point.
Okay.
Which was good. I found a lot of stuff. I think before I went vegan, I was doing a lot of steak a day, like very average Western, like kind of like parmies and lasagna and that kind of nonsense, right? And I never chose the vegetable option. So going vegan for such a long period of time definitely opened up my horizons to the different kinds of foods and like especially like ethnic foods as well. And I think without doing that, I wouldn't have tried this different stuff. So definitely got a different palate now to what I would have had them before, which is good.
You know how every culture has that one food that's notorious for being like gross or like weird. Like Australians have like, oh, why would you eat Vegemite? We mentioned natto, which is a Japanese like fermented bean thing where it's all slimy and sticky.
Is that the thing that's in a can that you can't open on a plane?
No, that's surströmming. That's like a Swedish thing. So
Have you eaten durian?
durian I've eaten. That's the
Isn't durian jackfruit?
No.
Is that a different thing?
Nah,
Jackfruit is
durian is
jackfruit.
like Southeast Asian, comes out of a spiky fruit.
Yeah.
You crack it open and it smells like
Kings of fruit.
it smells like
What's durian fruit? I thought that
Farts.
was the same thing.
Still so what?
it smells like farts.
Yeah.
No.
It smells like farts.
No.
What would you describe the smell as? It's
No,
farts.
it's not. It's not smelly.
Yes,
It's
it is,
definitely like it's like cheese.
which smells like farts.
Yeah.
No, it's not like
That was a bad-
ammonia.
But the taste of durian is actually not terrible. It has a
Custard.
consistency of custard, and it tastes like a fruity, sweet custardy.
bitter.
It's honestly
sweet.
hard to explain.
Depending
if you have
on
a chance to try it, give it a go.
Do you know Brandon, our Patreon member,
Yeah.
doesn't smell? He can't smell.
Whoa.
Oh, he can eat durian then.
Yeah, he can. Well, he can eat anything. Well, look, there's still taste, I guess.
No,
but
he can't
I mean,
smell.
I hope that's
What
information. I'm
level?
allowed to
What
share.
taste?
level of
Brandon,
What level of not smell?
messages on the Patreon if I'm not allowed to share that information.
It's too late now.
he tells us the
We're
club, so
out
I'm sure
here.
it's out there. Yeah.
Okay. So durian. It's pretty cool.
Talking about Patreon.
He can eat surströmming.
Yeah.
It's the Swedish.
Oh, should we order it and make him eat in the car park?
I don't want to. I don't want to put that on anyone.
Yeah, but what if it tastes good? I think
Nah.
Oh, he can eat the smelly tofu.
it's the smell, right, that gets stop people from eating it. So
I
maybe
don't know. It's the idea too. Do you know what it is?
What?
It's like half rotten fish.
What?
Why is that an option then?
It's because like I don't. Okay, I think it's Swedish, Norway, one of the Scandinavian countries. It's like a thing, right? Because nothing grows up there because it's all cold or whatever.
So their best option is stinky fish.
It's like a fish that's like has a specialty procedure done to it. It's like salted and then fermented, and apparently, supposedly, the process means it's half rotten. I don't know, whatever. And then they can it, and you eat it, and supposedly it has quite a consistency and a taste to it that's nice, but it smells like rotting fish. So it smells terrible, and there's a whole process. When you actually buy it, you have to open the can underwater so you don't just gas yourself.
So we've been I created like a group chat for our Patreon members, and,
Yeah.
and we've been having good yarns during the week, which is a huge bonus for people who want to become a Patreon.
I was going to mention this on the podcast, but that group chat you made is a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're having good yarns. So here's
Lots of poll.
Here's an important. We're going to put up a poll, right? And it's going to be anybody who signed up to Patreon can be added to chat and join our fun. But then it means you're going to be able to vote on the poll, and we're going to vote whether Brandon should or should not eat canned stinkfish.
I like that
All
we're
right?
just like putting this on Brandon.
Yeah, well, I think Brandon's a team player. All right.
Good luck, Brandon.
Brandon is a team player, and I think
Be
with
merciful.
enough
Good job.
social pressure, he will eat the can of fish if it is designated to
All
do
right.
so.
Next question: where do I buy that?
We will do some Googling.
Wait, wouldn't it, after eating, like if you eat that thing, like wouldn't you the smell stay on you?
No, because you eat it. It's inside a
Yeah, but you're like durian, right? You still smell of it.
Just mouthwash exists.
Yeah.
If Brandon eats it, I will eat it. How about that?
Oh,
So,
okay.
They say it tastes all right.
Yeah, but I can smell, and I'm pretty gaggy. Like
It took us this many episodes to finally become a challenge.
everything's a challenge. Every day I wake up is a challenge. So if you're not a Patreon member or you are a Patreon member, be prepared this week
I will say
to be
that
able to vote whether Brandon and I
am-
should eat the fish
I
can.
am actually quite curious.
Wait,
Oh. Does that mean all three of us have to?
I'm
do
not
it.
taking it.
I'll do it.
I won't do it. It's
William will
fine.
do it.
I won't do it.
William will join in on
If
the
two of
feast.
us do it, you've got to do it.
No, I won't do
Come
it.
on,
You
bro.
can have durian on the table as well.
I'm like not great. On,
You just
like,
pack goblin yourself into opening
I'll
15
eat-
collector boosters. You can fucking eat the fish can.
I will eat durian, but not that crap.
I'll try most
What if you
things.
eat the fish out of a durian?
No,
I'll try most things, right? Like I'm quite open. I love
I
cuisine.
don't like
love
try
food,
things.
and I'll try most things.
if I like something, I'll stick to it.
Have you guys ever had like I've had scorpion, I've had spider, I've had all sorts of weird, crazy stuff.
I had pangolin.
Are you allowed
aren't
to
not
say that
supposed-
you-
Aren't you not supposed to eat them?
Yeah.
Well,
Don't they give you like
Yeah, I'm not sure.
leprosy?
sorry?
Okay. Can you beep? The
Wait, no, that's armadillos.
Yes,
There's an
I'm
animal
also
that's
not supposed to eat those anything.
no, that's protected. Yeah.
That one that no, the name of the thing that William said is like very endangered.
Yeah.
Can we beep? Can you
Not
edit a
here.
beep over? Well, anyway.
I've had shark fin, and that's technically you're not supposed to. It's like
Yeah, shark fin.
Can you bleep all these things?
I just put Imperial Numismatics.
Oh, are you sure?
over all the things we said.
Please do that of the animal thing that he said. You do it.
No,
For
but
sure.
then
Because
the
it's
audience-
funny now
but
for the
then
audience.
The audience will like have to use their imagination on what William has eaten.
Yeah.
Now, like William could have eaten a human.
Or you should replace it with the word cocks.
Cook it in curry.
I would try it. If it's
It's like tastes nothing.
listen, it's already dead. If it's already been cooked in front of me, I'll
No,
try
that's a terrible excuse because it wouldn't be dead if people weren't eating it.
it. True.
Just
you know
like
about
shark
that? You know
fin.
about French ortoling? It's
What's
like
that?
it's a French cuisine. I don't know if they still do it because the bird is now endangered.
What?
It's a small little
We keep
song.
eating
it's a,
things too much.
Humans just have a fascination with putting things in their mouth.
Yeah.
But it's a songbird that comes out of France where culturally they'll catch it, and the way they prepare it is they stuff it full of like seeds and food or whatever.
Oh, like they do with the gooses.
Yeah, and then they drown it in like a wine.
What is wrong with us?
And the idea is you eat the entire bird whole. So,
Nani?
they sit around a table and they put the way you eat it is you see pictures of it back in the day. It's like an aristocrat thing. It's like a cultural thing. Only like the wealthy, and it's quite a delicacy. They'll sit around the table and they put a cloth over their eyes so they don't see what they're eating. And it's kind of like supposed to be like see no evil, hear no evil, taste no evil, whatever. And then they put it in. So obviously after they drown the bird, they cook it, right? They pluck it and they cook it, and you eat the entire bird whole, bones and everything.
We're doomed as a species.
Supposedly, it's amazing. Like everyone that has eaten it, apparently it's amazing.
I just don't know if that's worth it.
No.
Probably not.
Like I've heard heroin is amazing.
wait.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to do heroin.
It had to be good, right? Because it had to be good because so many people were going for it. They almost drove the bird to extinction.
Wait,
Yeah, I don't think that's a good enough excuse.
there is a pigeon in New Zealand that my cousins told me about. Like only the Aboriginals get to eat it.
Yeah.
That pigeon apparently tastes really good.
Yeah,
Like you can get it if your Aboriginal friend
The problem I have-
give it to you.
Maori is
Yeah.
in
Oh,
New Zealand.
Maori?
Yeah, in New Zealand, yeah.
Yeah.
The problem I have is
Certain,
that
and
they're all
certain tribes, not all people, certain tribes.
What's that pigeon though?
Well, it's not. It's their their pigeon is closer to a chicken. It's
Okay.
essentially a chicken.
Right.
But it's
what
like-
kind of chicken is that?
Well, it's like they're obviously not farmed. They're natural. They're living in
Right.
the things. And like any animal that's able to like roam around and eat the food that it's supposed to eat, not like
Yeah.
chaff, are much tastier because the things you can feed like a cow a certain type of like flour and you'll get flour notes and flavors in that animal, right? So that chicken's the same thing. It's super healthy. It's like it's got muscle instead of fat. It's all this like healthy part of the animal. So that when you eat it, at the end of it, it has all those like healthy flavors with it. And it's like even down to the iron in the bloodstream. If it's healthier, there's a better tasting, sweeter tasting animal. So like in Australia, we've got pretty high like food regulatory laws, but like so it's not as bad in Australia. Like our beef standards are significantly higher, and that's why our exports to like China and the Middle East are really like not imperative to like they're big. The reason they're big is because the quality is so
our meat is
high.
desired.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas in America and certain other places, the quality can be a lot lower. Like there's a certain, it's like something up to like 15% of cow chaff in America can be plastic. So it's just straight up recycled plastic because things like cows and pigs, they'll eat the food that's in front of them. And if there's things mixed into it, they obviously just consume along with it. So to bulk out the chaff that the cows are eating, there's like literally like recycled cardboard and plastic in it just to bump the like numbers up, right? And how much mass is there. And the same thing because like all these animals are living in such close proximity to each other.
Can the cows digest that?
No, they not really digest it, but it's about just to keep them continue eating. Pigs can digest anything, so they can.
Plastic too.
Yeah, but they just end up eating it, and then you end up eating that down the line. You can see the microplastics in the beef after they've consumed it. When you,
I have relatives of mine that like grew up in country, like having farm raised animals as their protein diet.
Yeah.
Coming to the city and being like, why does your meat taste so different?
Yeah.
Right.
You can see the color from country to country. You can see the color difference of like beef and steak and stuff like that as well.
Right. Interesting.
What they're raised on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Southeast Asia, like Thailand, probably like Lower China or like Vietnam or whatever. I don't know exactly which countries. There's like a delicacy where it's like half fermented eggs, like half matured eggs.
Those are like
Oh, so there's like a
Philippines.
little chicken
Is it
in there.
Philippines?
Yeah, Philippines.
Yeah, so it's like inside of
Balut.
that egg. Balut, yeah, balut it's called. Balut, it's an egg that has been was it fertilized and it's half grown inside. Like so, you eat the egg and inside there's like bones.
You know what? As a very, very white guy who only started like venturing out into food differences in the last like 4 or 5 years, the fact that the only culture that we have in Australia here is like white bread with butter and hundreds of thousands to call it fairy bread. I know that we have no history or like real culture, but maybe that's okay. Maybe the fact that fairy bread is all I've got is okay because I'm not eating half a chicken baby. Yeah. Like I'm cool with that, G.
My take on it is that you have to have, in order to have the good, you have to have the bad, because you have to have a culture that was willing to go out and experiment with food. So in order to find you what's actually good in food as well.
I guess so.
Because out of the Philippines as well, like you have balut, which I probably would not touch. You also out of the Philippines, you have all these really cool cuisines still, right? So with the good comes the bad, because you have to have the willingness to experiment, and that's how you get food and cuisine and culinary arts.
Yeah, but you can choose to stop eating the crazy thing.
But someone had to do it first.
Yeah, but you can stop doing it.
Yeah, fair.
Like,
I guess if you only stick to like fairy bread.
like at some point as an adult, you realize that every single sausage roll you buy from a petrol station is going to be bad, and you eventually eventually have the last one. You're like, every time I have it, it's bad. Why do I keep doing it? Eventually, we have the last one, and I'm saying, do that with the balutes. Just leave the eggs alone, man. Just eat them like a normal egg,
At some point,
Delicacy.
or be a chicken.
At some point,
Pick a
someone had to
lane.
be like, "Hey, should we stop eating this?"
But that's like this is like, this conversation goes to both of the things. So cashew nuts, and that weird fish from Japan that can poison you to death. So,
puffer fish,
fugu.
yeah, so
fugu.
a cashew nut has to be like a cashew actually comes off of like a apple, like it's
A
connected
fruit,
to an
yeah,
apple, right?
yeah.
Well, it's in the apple family, and so you got to pick the cashew is the thing that grows on the end of the apple. So it's not like an apple you'd eat, so it tastes like shit. But you pull off the cashew nut, and then it's got to be cooked in 2 or 3 different ways, or prepared in 3 ways at least, or cooked in 2 ways and then prepared in a 3rd way before a human can consume it. Otherwise, it's poisonous.
It's one of the most
Why?
laborious things.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, and who?
Why cashews cost
And
money.
if there's 4 stages to eating it, how many people died at each stage and was willing to progress to the next stage to get there? The same as the poisonous fish, right? Like, how many people died on the way to figuring out how to eat it correctly? What the fuck? Just eat a fucking other
think
fish, man.
I just assume, this is my entire speculation, I think you just have the fun idea, that maybe someone that first ate the puffer fish was like, guys, this tastes great, falls over, dies. Next guy's like, all right, now I'm going to do it better than him. Tastes great, falls over, dies. And you just have a conveyor belt of dudes until they finally get there, and someone eats it and it's like, I didn't die.
Obviously, I realize that I have to have like Japanese names, but like, is Greg being like that fish killed Jerry? I'll try that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? just give it up.
Would you try fugu? I think the death rate is like quite low there now.
No, it's like if it's well prepared, you won't die.
Yeah,
But they still happens though,
it still happens.
and it's
Hey,
like,
no, it's because of like low grade chef.
yeah, but yeah,
You don't go
but
to
I'm
low
not,
grade.
I'm not a chef grade guy. I don't know what the fuck if it's good or not.
Yeah.
No, I mean like there's proper like restaurants that focuses on like
What I
these stuff.
I see it is the same way for me as like skydiving, right?
Yeah.
Skydiving seems like it would be fun, but it's expensive and there's a increased risk of death. Now, will I have enough fun to spend that money and maybe die? I don't think so. I think would just go to the movies.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like the puffer fish. It's expensive. I'd have to go to Japan, which would be fine, but I'm not going to go to Japan just for the fish, and I might die. Is it going to, at the end result, when that is in my mouth and I'm enjoying it, is that enough enjoyment to be worth all that? No. I'll just get a bag of Maltesers. I'm good, G. I'm
I think the
not that.
adrenaline rush is part of the fun.
What do you mean adrenaline rush when you're eating food, bro?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, what are you talking about?
Died 80 times.
I drive around on Perth roads all
Russian
day long.
roulette.
I can fucking die at any time as it is.
Okay, going back to skydiving. I understand skydiving. I think that should be pretty fun. What I don't understand is bungee jumping. Why would you do that? Skydiving makes sense because you're so high up. It stops making sense. You look at the ground and whatever, jump, go. Have a parachute, land.
Bungee jumping is like maybe
enjoy the sights.
maybe like a lower like thrill
It's
compared to bungee.
absolutely higher thrill. Like bungee jumping sounds the same because once again, skydiving, you're chilling in the air. You're parachuting down or whatever. Bungee jumping is somebody who ties a fucking elastic band to your ankles and you jump off a bridge.
I've thought about this a lot, actually, Will, because you've run your business for a long time as well, right? I think that doing like extreme sports and exciting stuff is for people that need excitement. But all of my day is like quote unquote exciting, like stress and things are happening. I want to go home and not have anything happen to me, like as to wind down. I never go out venturing more excitement. And like sometimes, I'll go home to my family and they want to go like camping for the weekend. And I'm like, I just trudged around all week in the rain, like doing my job. I don't want to fucking go camping. I want to sit in my house by a fire and like read a book. I was like, I think maybe like, for so like it's a small business like experience where so much happens throughout the day. I don't want to fucking go do skydiving. That's just more work for me to do, right? It's more things that I have to deal with. Whereas like I want to go home and just rest. I don't know do you feel the same way, William? Like do you?
I don't seek thrill.
Yeah.
I don't seek thrill. If I seek thrill, then I'll probably go down like mountain biking or something, right?
It's pretty thrilling.
Yeah, I don't do that because like there's still a risk of like falling off the bike and break your bones and stuff, right?
My best friend from primary school, his name is James. I used to play Lego with him. We used to play Lego Age of Empires because we were fucking cool little kids.
Nice.
And he moved to New Zealand to do like downhill mountain biking.
Yeah.
And on the week before he was supposed to come back, he broke both of his arms and couldn't fly. And
Both of them, huh?
he's just stayed there ever since. He's been there for like 8 years now, and he's married a girl and everything. Like, but it's like whole course of his life changed because he broke both of his arms. But yeah, so yeah, too much thrill for me.
Is terrifying.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of that thing.
Yeah, but
Boy, when they like go over like the peak
Yeah,
and there's like nothing on either side, nightmare.
There's rocks and trees everywhere. You're going down.
yeah, but people
ramps.
like it. Like a lot of people
the
like it.
thrill, right?
Yeah.
The thrill.
So I used to ride. I still ride bikes, like bicycles, road bikes. So like we do like hill climbs, and then when you go down the hill, you go really fast.
Yeah.
So you go down maybe about 70, 80 Ks down the hill. You can't brake. If you brake, you just probably die.
But I get where it gets there though, because the more you get better at doing a thing, the more you're going to seek the next level of challenge, and that's like that chasing the idea of like that. Once again, the thrill. So like for example, for me in skating, when I was like getting better and better at doing it, I was like, I want to try and challenge myself more. So I get that feeling of I'm conquering a challenge. I'm getting that thrill again, up until I destroyed my left ankle. But anyway, so like someone that like does like biking, right? Maybe they want to seek the next challenge. They do mountain biking.
faster.
Are you a bike guy, Kang?
No.
Are you like obviously you're? I know that like in this podcast, if the people that don't do things, William like is the guy who doesn't do things, but I don't do bikes. I'm heavy. I'm not like big fat guy heavy, but I'm pretty heavy. Like I usually sit around 100 kilos, and 100 kilos sitting on a little bike, it real hurts. There's too much metal and like chair trying to get up into me because there's too much gravity taking the 100-kilo man down onto a bike. I think bikes are like 70-kilo people down activities. For me,
It's for fit people.
it's just too much trying to just crush into my crotchular area.
It's all right.
So like like rock climbers, they seek like the most extreme rock climb and finally reach the point where they just take the safety harness off.
Mission Impossible.
Like those crazy people that hang off like buildings, like the skyscraper.
oh yeah,
buildings.
I reckon that's people that have like remember in the 2010s where parkour was the coolest thing ever. And
Is there
now
like a
all these people that are really
planking?
good at planking.
extreme card playing?
Extreme card playing.
Ooh, I bet there probably is.
That's just called playing poker.
Playing Magic.
There was a classic video
On a
of some
cliff.
guys who laminated all their cards and they played Magic at the bottom of the ocean, like
that's
underwater.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah.
I was just talking to Kang, like saying like playing Magic on the cliff.
Yeah.
It's like if you die, you push your opponent down. Oops.
Should we do it? What's the closest cliff that we have here in
Do we
WA?
have cliffs in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to like the
Australia's
seaside.
crazy. We have like a bunch of crazy stuff here. It's not in Perth. In Perth is the most like
Wait.
physically boring place possible, but not terribly far away is some of the crazy stuff.
I would like to know that is there like a beachside house which is like a cliffside? Is there in Perth?
Not in Perth.
Is it Albany? Like
Where is this lead?
How
I'm
big
curious.
do you need the cliff to be?
like it's a really big cliff, like a real drop, like
William's gonna buy this house.
10 meters or like 100 meters?
you can't go down yourself. Like there's no way.
Then yeah. In Netherlands,
Netherlands?
and around the area, there's a sheer rock face that goes straight down into the water, and I would say it's roughly.
I don't like where this is leading.
50 meters.
This is when William like buys a house and makes a trapdoor that just goes off the cliff.
Maybe what we should do is we should work our way up. Like we start on the side of like a retaining wall. There's like a meter or something, and then we play cards there, and then we will try as the podcast goes on, we will for every 10 podcasts, us Patreons, we go up another meter.
Wait. Hold on. Before we go to all this extreme shit, right?
Well,
we need to finish up.
Extreme Magic the Gathering.
We need to finish up 2 things.
Sure.
Number 1, last week we talked about go-kart.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember that.
That's
we,
a fairly safe.
we
throw.
do that first, okay? Number
Okay.
2, Optimus
Magic
Gaming.
while podcasting. Well,
Optimus Gaming first. Optimus Gaming.
The VR.
VR.
Why are you trying to get out of extreme magic?
Wait, we have to go step by step. We're gonna finish what we say.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just talk and then no do.
We do lots of things.
Yeah, but we need to like talk and do it. Right? So
All
we're
right.
gonna do the go-kart, all right? We're gonna plan it out.
All right.
All right, gonna plan it out. Go-kart. Only Patreon members.
I'm just really hoping that I'm not terrible at it. I just have to hope that after all this like money that I spent on sim racing and practice that
And then Kang's like, number 1. It's like, too easy.
Well, what are we talking about?
that's in my head. That's what I am. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm a sick racer. I'm gonna get first place. In reality, I'm gonna like lose to something stupid and I'll get like 4th place.
It's all about balls, bro. Racing.
Yeah, it's a lot of like,
How much balls you got?
yeah, how brave you are to push it.
Yeah. Well, taking that corner, like you want to go like push the other person out, you go push the other person out.
While we're talking about the numbers of the Patrons, I'd like to welcome Tom Slow,
Tom the Cheetah.
Tom the Cheetah, to the Patreon.
Oh, welcome.
You somehow bullied him into.
Is this number 12?
Number 12.
Let's go.
Like
8 more.
I've known
to
Tom
20.
for like 10, 12, 13 years, somewhere in there. And I'm really proud that I've managed to bully a friend of mine into paying for the Patreon just so that he can come on and expect an apology for us calling him a cheater. And while, like, in reality, he's not really a cheater.
Yeah.
But what I really want to put out in the universe is that he is. So I'm just going to double down with Tom is a cheater, but we do appreciate you being part of the Boardcast family.
Thank you.
We do still like Tom.
Wait. So we got 12.
I love Tom.
8 more
Absolutely.
to go. So we can actually start the go-kart thing.
While we're on the things with wheels, I looked up that Toyota Passo you said you own.
Yeah.
It's the fucking ugliest car I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's fast
Of all
It's
the
fast.
cars you bought, why did you settle on that one?
because it's cheap.
That's
Yeah, it looks cheap.
There are other cheap options.
I'm not
No,
even
that's
a
the
judge
cheapest
you.
car.
It looks like a loaf of bread.
It's the cheapest car you can get. It's one of the
You're
cheapest.
driving the Postman Pat van.
It's called the King of the Road in Malaysia.
No.
That's what?
What a
What?
lie.
Wait.
King of the road.
Hold on. Stop.
It's insulting
If
to
you-
the actual king.
Stop.
You have, don't you?
Go Google
It's
King of the
insulting to the
Road.
road.
My V. King of the Road. My V.
My V.
Yeah.
He's got like the pimped out version. With
I
a
can tell
spoiler
you
and
that
rims.
car is insane. So when I was driving the RX-8, I was driving to like another state, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a 4-hour journey. So I was driving 190.
I found it.
No,
That's a loaf of bread.
So I was driving 190, and then this guy came to my back, like tailgating me, and then it was a My V.
Am I writing the word MYV?
MYVI.
Okay, no worries.
Right. It's pretty powerful. So it's pretty good.
Okay.
All right, I have.
All right. What do you see? No, hold on.
I googled exactly what you told me to Google. All right. Well, for clarity's sake, for the podcast, it came up with a bunch of crud. And the car.
Hey, look this this one, the first video.
All right, we're gonna play. Can I play other people's videos on the podcast?
This
Well,
is absolutely.
I mean, you
no
can link
visual
it
podcast.
After for the audience on
Okay,
Instagram,
that's,
right?
that's a much better
All
plan.
right.
Actually,
so
yeah.
It's crazy. People would modify that car and really.
So I assume it's a popular car.
What does
It
this
is
say? What
very
does this
popular. How did Myvi got the king of the highway?
Okay,
Is
so it's
this
saying
like
how
the-
did it get
is
the
this-
name?
Yeah.
Is
how
this
do you-
like the Mazda Miata?
What I'm gonna do
No,
is
it's
Malaysia.
just crazy.
I'm gonna
Because it's affordable. That car is affordable. It's the number one sold car in Malaysia.
I'm gonna link a video that's fully in Malaysian, so you guys can just check it out.
Yeah.
Pulling us back.
Feel free to call William. I'm going to put William's phone number in there as well, and you can call him and he can translate for you. Sure.
I don't know how I'm still able to translate, but I understand. But
Pulling us right back on topic, gentlemen. I'm gonna take William's position of like adjudicator of podcast.
adjudicator.
We had so tomorrow is the release of a brand new Universe Beyond set for Magic the Gathering, Assassin's Creed, is the collab. So
It's pretty cool. William opened 12 Collect Boosters packs.
12. Yeah.
And I got myself a free Coastal Piracy, baby.
It's one of those things where even though I haven't played Assassin's Creed in quite a while, I have to understand and respect that culturally, in most gamers, they've probably played an Assassin's Creed once or twice.
It does feel like a core game, right? Have you played one?
No, because I didn't understand. So I played. So I bought the game, right?
Which
and
one?
then I don't know which one, but I was expecting like
We're off to a great start.
wait, hold on. I was expecting like a medieval like use swords and blah, you know,
Sure.
like fighting in swords, and then it brought me to like a lab, and then
Yeah.
this guy's sleeping on the
Yeah.
thing. I was like, what the heck,
Because
bro?
the overarching story of
'Cause
Assassin's Creed is
all the trailer was like fighting scenes, right?
Yeah,
And they will
yeah.
mention the lab. So when I got the game, like, what on earth is this game? Like, why am I in a lab?
Yeah,
Did
I-
I got the right game? So I checked again, like Assassin's Creed. I'm like, okay, so why am I in the lab? And then start talking about history and stuff. I'm like, what? This is so shit.
it's plotline and setup. William.
William got tricked
No.
into reading a book inside his video game.
I was like, no. I just want to like chop.
William's like, I'm being taught something.
Yeah.
Turns the game off.
That's why I like Diablo. Like, just go on.
Well, I like to get like immersed in the game, and I like so when I play WoW, I did like role play WoW and like World of Warcraft.
How do you
and, like,
role play WoW?
the same way you role play anyway? It's you just max nerd, just like power battery max nerd, right?
F.
It's not far off.
Whoa.
But I like to say in Skyrim, like I really like to think about who my character is and like only do things that my character would do. And I really get into it that way. And I think the thing is with Assassin's Creed is you can do the same thing there, but then you get kind of dragged out of that when you
Wait,
go
talking
into
about
the
WoW.
lab sections.
Do you remember if you are like an herbalist, right? Do you remember if you can farm a lotus? Do you remember that? Like a black lotus?
I don't remember a Black Lotus.
No, that I can't remember what lotus.
There was
is.
a Lotus.
Yeah, like it only appears in a couple of like area.
Yeah, and it would
there's
be
some-
on a random spawn.
Correct. And then it's like only once every hour. Like if you put it, if you take it, and then it would just not spawn for the next.
Yeah,
like,
I think if it's the same thing we're thinking of, I think per server they're going to be one up at a time.
Yeah, correct.
And then when it would someone would farm it, it would pop up somewhere else like
So-
on a timer.
what I did, I was an herbalist, right? I'm a night elf herbalist. So I managed to farm every single time. I know where all the locations and the timer is. I found the
Like the pattern?
the pattern.
Yeah, yeah.
And I farmed like a whole inventory of it.
Did you just have different characters saved at different ones?
No,
Or you
no,
race
just
from
one,
place to
and then
place?
I just know where to go. And no one was farming it because no one knew where is it. So I managed to like farm like tons of it.
become
like,
a WoW millionaire.
Well, I was doing I had in WoW I
This
didn't
is
buy
how
gold.
William affords a car.
So
WoW is the farmer that I paid to get my gold.
because like no one's playing during the time, right?
A good WoW William WoW.
I was just farming these like herbs and then like just putting on the auction house and in the auction house, yeah. And I was selling it. I had so many of them. So many.
Do you still have your WoW account?
I don't know. I didn't pay
Interesting.
for it.
How long ago since you played WoW?
Oh, maybe 10 years ago. More than that.
Wow.
So the last one I played was maybe Miss of Pandaria.
Oh, that is
no, wait, sorry. Yeah, Miss of Pandaria.
That is 10 years ago.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty long. I don't think they keep the account, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
They do?
Yeah, if you've got the email address, you can get into it.
Yeah, it's the same email address. I still have my Battle.net account.
If you've gone long enough and somebody requests your name, they'll take your name from you, and then they can you get a certain amount of time that you can like deny it or whatever.
Yeah.
and request it back. But if you leave it and the ticket goes long enough, then they'll take your name off you. And
Right.
but your character will stay. It'll just get a shit name.
Ah, interesting.
But anyway.
I like WoW. Yeah.
Going back to Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
because we're on a World of Warcraft tangent.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to bring it back around.
Yeah, I was waiting for the
And
Black Lotus thing
to
to
re-
relate
to
back
relate
to
it,
like
and it
Assassin somehow.
No, I just want to say about that. Lotus shit.
William walks into the classroom, show and tell. Guys, I have a Black Lotus. But Assassin's Creed has got to be like one of the more recognizable game franchises out there. So we have Magic the Gathering doing a collab with them. Once again, it's one of those things where it was easy for me to kind of, whatever, Universe Beyond. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed in a while, but I cracked a couple of packs and I recognized the characters. It was hard for me not to be like, oh, Ezio, that's cool. I played Assassin's Creed 2 when I was a kid.
Wait, what if Universes Beyond Apex Legends?
Nah, that's a bit boring.
Just nice, 4 people. Hey, it's football now.
Apex Legends isn't a recognizable enough franchise.
Okay, fine.
We would get Call of Duty faster than we
Like
get Apex
Fortnite?
Legends.
I actually haven't played it. So
What
what?
do you have?
Oh wait, yeah, what do you have? What am I talking about?
Yeah, true. What's it? What is Apex? What is it like? Is it like shooting
It's a
guys?
battle royale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
but like what aesthetic has it got?
It's sci-fi. It's set in the. It's the same developers that made Titanfall. Did you ever play Titanfall?
oh yeah.
Same thing. Sci-fi where you have
Like
It's,
mechs
it's
and
actually
stuff.
the same universe as Titanfall as well.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the same universe.
Same storyline.
Yeah. Sci-fi world where battle royale. You go in. You have you and 2 other teammates. So teams of 3. You
Or
battle
4 now.
out. Yeah, but no one plays the 4s.
I want to play 4. 4 is fine.
Too many people.
But it's more, I'm more like it's like the guys in mechs. Are they in mechs?
No, there's no mechs. Everyone's just like an augmented human or souped up, or you do something cool.
Oh, okay. So it's like Destiny.
No, Destiny is like
A little bit actually. You're not.
Destiny is like out.
You're not actually kind of off the ball.
Okay.
Yeah, Destiny, you have a role. Like you can actually change your skill tree, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
But in Apex, you can't. It's just fixed.
The reason why William talks about Apex is because we played Apex for a while.
yeah.
Did
played
I play
Destiny
Apex?
too.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think I played Destiny.
Do you want to
with
play
guys.
Apex Legends with us?
I don't know. I'm still not really sure what it is.
It's not bad.
Just
I
like
wanna
bungee
play
jumping
games
or
with you
skydiving,
guys.
you can.
Destiny
this
is
the first
fun.
time.
I can do it in my underpants at home though, so I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll
You can
play games
Apex.
with you guys.
You can play 3 or 4. I don't mind.
Do you not know anything about Assassin's Creed then, like the storyline?
No,
I don't know
I
anything
didn't
about
play it.
You know what?
I
Maybe-
bought the game
you
and
know
I
what?
just dump it.
That's the best way to play Assassin's Creed.
But that's
just
what-
don't worry about the story. Just go in and it's just
I just want to chop, but the game didn't let me chop.
So the only one that I've played is the pirate one.
Yeah.
And I was very into it. But then whenever I'd go to like the future, like in the lab stuff, I would just ignore it.
You're just
I would just
confused,
I would get through as quickly as possible so I could go back to the pirate place.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Because there's a story within the pirate place, and I want that. I don't
The
want.
truth is-
there should be an option to not. There should be an option to cut that out.
the truth is they had an actual storyline based off the real world from like Assassin's Creed 1 leading on to like Ezio's trilogy. But at the end of the Ezio trilogy, for some reason, they just killed off that character, Desmond, who was the linking character behind the current day things. And then for some reason, the subsequent game still had a bit of lingering modern day thing but at that point then, there wasn't much of a storyline reason for them to have it around. It just felt like a holdover. So when you play Black Flag, your confusion is entirely justified because it was the remnants of the story that just didn't need to be there anymore. I think nowadays they stopped caring about that modern day story setting anyway.
Got it.
Like we have every Assassin's Creed comes out now is like this
Straight to the
historical
action, right?
period, go.
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's what I- yeah.
That's what I saw the trailer. I was pretty interested, right? That's what I wanted. And then they gave me like in the lab, and then this guy was like sleeping there.
But that is
like,
what it is now, and we also because it's based off real life history. Assassin's Creed has like an alternative real history world to it. In Magic: The Gathering, now we have all these real world characters.
Yeah.
Like Leonardo da Vinci is a card you can have in Magic: The
And he's
Gathering.
actually pretty good. He makes litopters, which are like little
Wait.
flying guys.
Correct.
Do you have like Isaac Newton in it?
No, you have like you have the game, the characters that were featured in the game. So
Like,
you have
there's
Socrates.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I can summon Pharaoh.
I don't know. I haven't actually read the exact gameplay mechanics.
So you're playing a Sphinx deck. A Sphinx deck.
Nah, because she's black green, so not the right colors.
We also have Ezio. They've made a specific version of Ezio, which is a commander version of him, who's 5 colors based around assassins. So we have I guess this is the first time we've actually probably had an assassin tribal commander.
Is it the
In
first
5
time
colours.
that the word ass has featured inside a Magic card?
Double ass in assassin.
Good
Pretty
times.
cool. Not gonna lie.
It is. The cards look amazing. They're like again because I've only played the pirate one. I really like the pirate one. I actually bought it on 360 and then on Xbox One because I'm chump, but whatever. I enjoyed it a lot. But anyway, I haven't played a lot of them, but the card like treatments and the foils and stuff actually look pretty tits.
Is there like a 3-player Ox Must Die?
I think Orcs Must Die goes to 4 players.
Danny, join the Ox
Also,
Must Die.
another silly game we played. Me and William played.
We could potentially play online and invite a Patreon member, randomly selected.
Ox Must Die 2.
We started a Counter-Strike team.
Ooh, I'm terrible at Counter-Strike, but I'll play. Like I'm insanely bad. I think we discussed this before.
I'm the questions man, right? I like to ask you guys questions about things. So Assassin's Creed, historical settings. Do you guys have a favorite time period in history? Like if you could, let's say you have a time machine and you could visit it for a week. Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
There's
like
so many
obviously,
good options, right?
like peak Rome would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, peak Rome when like civilizations being built.
What about dinosaurs? Assassin's Creed.
That's also cool. You just have to.
I feel like that would be
That's a
that
quick
would
visit.
end not great.
Yeah, that's a quick visit because you will see those like man-sized scorpions we're talking about at the beginning of the episode. And
Yeah.
just leave.
Yeah, I'd get eaten. I think I'd get eaten pretty quickly.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of deal.
Yeah, but what if you have like
I'd want to go see something like the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
Like
The
something
Lost
that is
Wonders.
just completely gone. They know 100% it was there, or like the Hanging like Guards of Babylon, because like they
Yeah,
know that those
true.
things existed, and they've got like
The statue of Zeus.
like paintings.
wait. I want to go and see how the pyramids were made.
The Colossus of Rhodes.
But you won't know. You don't know. They don't know. You wouldn't know which time period to go to
Well, you
because they have
like-
It's like a 20,000 year period where they don't know where the fuck how that was made.
I know, but if you just like if you know where to go.
Nah, you're in a time. You're in a time machine. You gotta. You're like a TARDIS. You gotta put in a number.
Same thing like the library, right? What if it's like after burn?
Yeah, but I could just look it up because they.
yeah, we have books.
because it's
What
recorded
if
from
it's
when
not
they burnt it down.
accurate though?
No,
Well,
we
I'm
just get a
fucked then, I
guesstimate.
guess. Yeah, I know. No, it needs to be accurate.
The time machine just takes you
Wait,
there.
wait.
You just say a
How-
location.
how many
and you say a
times?
period. It takes you there.
No, that's my argument against his thing.
Yeah, I just want to go to the pyramids.
I think you need a specific time.
We're elaborating
Wait,
the time
wait.
machine now.
How-
Okay, it is. Okay, you know what?
Stop,
Fuck
stop,
it.
stop.
It is the DeLorean.
If you were to invent a time machine, how would you invent
It's a
it?
DeLorean.
No, hold on. How many times can you use the time machine?
I've never
though?
seen.
You
I've
get
never
one
seen Back
trip.
to the Future.
You get
Oh,
one
one
trip,
trip?
William. No, don't be greedy. You get one trip.
Back.
No, you get to come back as well.
okay.
Like
But you
return?
get one
That's two
trip to go
trips.
see it and come back.
What if you get to go back and then you come back but to a different time period?
Okay, but now
Start
the
again.
challenge is you have to stay there for 3 days. Actually, no, a week.
Would
you,
you
you have to survive a week still.
What time period are you not surviving in?
Like dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Okay, what human time are you not surviving in?
Bubonic plague.
maybe pirates.
True.
Yeah.
Well, but
Nah.
you guys are both Asian. China had the most pirates, so you could have.
Yeah, we
been
had a load of pirates.
Yeah, the queen of the pirates ended up having to like treaty, or the Chinese like emperor had to treaty with the pirate queen, and then he gave her. I know this 100% happened. I'm just not good at the times and the phrases, but like he had to give a huge portion of China to the pirate empress queen. Because she just continually raided his shit, and every time he would make a fleet of new ships, she would just like convince them to join the pirates. So he ended up with a massive like trade embargo because he.
At what point does he stop building ships? He's
He-
like,
that's,
damn
what,
it.
that's what they did. So he eventually was like, you win, and he gave her a massive portion of
But
China.
hard mode is,
and her.
we're modern day humans that speak English. You go back and suddenly you can't.
What if you went back to like period China and you like spoke English and they like stabbed you for being?
Yeah, I
like,
would die.
Wait.
This is way harder than you guys think.
True.
Right. If we can go back without like an exact date, then yeah.
When?
If I know Danny,
Like pyramids. Like
yeah,
I don't need an
I
exact
would like
date.
to see pyramids in their glory.
Yeah.
You know, it was like
Well,
marble.
but
and-
you know they got built over like long period of time.
Yeah.
Like you go back to the time period when they're getting built, and you're just watching some blocks get put up, and you're like, "Fuck."
but then I can come back and tell people how it was.
Yeah.
actually
The
done.
start to the finish, though.
No, no.
But like,
I want to know
if you're there for a
how-
week and you're seeing, you might see them move one block 50 meters.
Nah.
Like you're not seeing.
But what if you go back?
No, at least you know how did they move the blocks.
but
That's
what
all you
what
want
if
to know.
you go back and it really fucks you up because it actually was aliens?
Whoa! What if it was actually aliens?
Oh my god, this is conspiracy now, right there.
We've become the
So you
Rogan
know how you
podcast.
mentioned like the the Library of Alexandria and all those 7 wonders. I wonder if you were like me as a kid, you went to the library and you borrowed that book that had all the history about the ancient wonders of the world, and you read about it. You're like, oh, the Colossus of Rhodes. I want to visit that in real life. You can't. It's gone.
Well, there was
Statue of Zeus gone.
well, there's like
Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens.
they
gone.
reckon a guy in Afghanistan invented maths, so I'd go back and like tell him to fuck off.
You would go back and destroy civilization.
They should make a game about that. Going back in time and
Called
destroying.
Assassin's Creed.
Have you seen that game?
Really?
No,
Have you
kind
seen
of.
that game where it's like you're driving around in like a full drive and you're like but you're fighting guys like who are knights, they're like having a battle.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
What?
So you go back in time and you got to fight off like hordes of like swordsmen, but you've got like modern day weapons. It's pretty
What
funny.
game is that?
There's an anime for it as well.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's an anime of like I haven't watched the one, but it's like modern day military shows up in like a medieval world.
It'll be like killing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like zombie horde kind of thing, but with people and cars.
You got like hordes of knights charging like dudes with machine guns.
It's one guy. Just spray.
Do you think I'd like if you went back in time, would I just instantly die of like polio?
Well, you have like.
Aren't you vaccinated?
Oh, what if I killed everybody because I took a regular flu back in time?
Oh, because yours is like evolved.
Do you
right?
actually like if time travel was real? Is that the biggest problem? Could you massacre all of history?
The reason why it doesn't work out is because if something happens in the past, you just create a new timeline.
Yeah, but that's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the current one doesn't change.
Do you think I could go back and whisper into people's ears like, Daniel in 2024 is a god? And then like it all through time. And then when I'm finally born and they'll meet me, the god of humanity.
Yeah, but then they'll just be like, who are you? You'd be like, I'm Daniel.
And
You'll be
I'll
like,
convince everyone that like Kanye was my dad. And then like they don't have to know. They just have to know that he is my dad because that'd be sweet.
It could be like over periods of time. It becomes Kanye, become Manye.
What if you guys
know?
what if you just really this is really boring. You just go back in time and tell like 13-year-old you to start buying Bitcoin.
I've told you the story before. When I was playing WoW, my mate was playing like we're playing WoW on Ventrilo, and he said
Ventrilo, yeah.
he said to me, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on this website, and you watch an ad, you press a button, you get a Bitcoin, and then you watch an ad, you press a button, you get a Bitcoin." So it's like confirming that you watch the advert, and he's like, "Just go do it." In the meantime, he's like, "They'll get Bitcoins will be big." And I'm like, "I'm wasting my fucking time." Bro, this guy in the US that I played WoW with had hundreds of the fucking things.
Does he have them still?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
He's like desperately trying to find the computer he had.
I'll see if I can find him on my WoW friends list from my original character, but message him. But this is like 2007, 2006 maybe. I remember being a conversation with us, a group of us, and us being like, it seems like a waste of time, right? But at the time, obviously it was, but fuck, it would have paid off for him like well good.
Yeah,
and it was you were getting it for free for watching a thing. Yeah, true.
I would, that famous painting of the famous like Renaissance scholars. You have Leonardo da Vinci and all those in that like university. That famous painting.
Oh yeah.
I want to go back and like see what the Renaissance was like, because so much of human history changed during that time period.
Yeah, but that was like also like everyone's getting sick then. Like the plague,
Everyone is getting sick during the whole time.
Dude,
and shit was around.
In that DeLorean, I'll also just bring like a first aid kit of like antibiotics.
But that was a weird, like if you look, I used to be very good at knowledge about my history, but as time's gone by, my memory's just bad.
But you're okay. You're only there for a week, right? So if you get sick, you just got to survive the remainder of the week.
Yeah, true.
Get back to modern day history, and the doctor's like, here's your antibiotics.
Because like, at the same time the Renaissance was happening, it was also when like the European versions of the witch trials were happening. Ooh. So it was like,
good thing I'm not a woman, right? So I can't get hanged as a witch.
You could. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was they're back. Which was
They'll be like, you
men
look
and
funny,
female.
hang him.
Yeah. Well, and that's the weird thing about like the Salem witch trials. It actually happened like 100 or so years later after the witch trials in Europe, where it was already deemed like completely illegal and obviously absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
And then the American version of it happened 100 years later, when the rest of the world was like, what are you talking about? We know witches don't exist. So it's like, it's weird that happened at that time. But I think we've discussed before how like they reckon they found like some sort of mold. Right? Yeah, it was like mold in the food that they were cooking.
Wait,
not
okay,
cooking,
so
growing.
you Renaissance? You?
Are you sticking to dinosaurs?
No, pyramids.
Okay, pyramids. Is it that interesting though? You just rock up and see pyramids?
No, like I want to see while it's getting built.
And it's
like I want to know how on earth did they move that single
ancient
block?
Egypt is the cradle of civilization.
Yeah, right? I do think you're right. Like
You want to see where it started.
Yeah, I think to give up on the inception of like when humans became humans, I think that like that's a better choice.
What if you
somewhere-
go back and
somewhere-
find Jesus and you're like, hey, you been for real? For real though?
Can you just tell?
yeah, true.
Can you just tell people you're my brother?
Jesus had a brother.
I don't know
His
if I-
name was Daniel.
If I went back and like let's say Jesus is real and I met him, I don't know if I'm like prepared for that because it changes the whole concept of like my life.
Does it?
Like I'm not anti-religion by any means, but then like
Yeah, but what if Jesus actually turns that glass of water into wine? You just go to current day modern period. You're like, all right, guys, stop praying.
Yeah, but I think I might have fucked up already. I think I've not been good enough now that
Jesus is
I've.
all
You know what I
about-
mean?
No,
It's confirmation
Christianity is
bias.
all about that, like
Forgiveness.
Still be redeemed.
Yeah, forgiveness.
Yeah, but does it count if I meet him and then I'm
No,
like,
it
No,
counts.
no,
It
you get
counts.
the coupon. You get the super coupon to get to heaven. He's like Jesus at the gate will be like, how he was there.
is that how it
Let him
works?
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As long as you repent.
So you can just
And
like,
I'm definitely going to hell.
so you can like repent on your deathbed and be fine.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know if it's exactly that,
I mean, you
but maybe.
There's a long thing about it, but you still get.
I like William's idea better because he's going back to ancient Egypt, and ancient Egypt's all about like your heart will be weighed against the feather, and Anubis will judge you in the gates.
Shit, what if you went back and that was real?
Then I'm fucked. Yeah. I don't want to die, and then like Anubis sees you and like eats your heart, and then Osiris is like, suck it.
Like imagine if there is an afterlife and you get up there and it is like some Greek guy and you arrive there and you're like, fuck.
At least
I
the
bet on the
Greek
wrong one.
mythologies were cool. I'll be on that like boat in the river Styx heading towards there was 3, right? There's Elysium.
Wait, you can't even go to the boat, bro. No one give you coin.
Oh well.
Isn't it in heaven there's only like 3,000 spots or something?
No.
That's why you go back and tell Jesus to dib you a spot.
But what about my hundreds of centuries of family that I've had?
So you can't.
Do you care?
You can't.
Some of them.
You can't pass the river if you don't have the coin. So somebody has to give you the coin. That's why you put it in your eye.
I wonder if there's
right?
inflation.
Oh, I feel like
in
that's
Hades.
like a trap because then he's got to steal a coin from someone on the way, so then he'll get rejected.
Wait, is there inflation in the underworld? Yeah. What if he needs more than one coin now?
He needs
It's like
he
it's like
needs
the
a
housing
Bitcoin.
market.
One bag of coins, please.
You're going to send him a Bitcoin before you get down there. You got to transfer.
But
it
anyway, you
pre-death.
were saying. So you're ancient Egypt. I'm like the Renaissance probably. What would you have?
I think William's right. I think going back to like somewhere in
cradle.
Africa is definitely the way to go.
You go back when ape finally
Wait,
discovered fire.
Atlantis.
True. But what if you went back there and then you just dropped into the water because it didn't exist?
No,
No, before it got flooded. What if it was
It's
like,
like-
you go back and you finally
you
find
get
out if
to
it was
choose
real?
like Atlantis S. Atlantis.
But what
itself.
if
you
it-
don't have to pick the time?
Wait, hold
you
on.
just go there.
Yeah, but it's not a real thing.
No, but what if
What
it,
if? What if that?
What if it
Not
is?
if it's
What if it
okay.
is?
Wait. Hold on. The
That's
time
the fun
machine
of
will
it.
just give you like error if it's not real. Okay.
No, no,
okay,
no,
cool.
no, no,
I don't
no,
want
no.
to just end up in the bottom of the ocean and drown.
The DeLorean flies in and just land in the ocean. Suck it, William.
GG's.
Yeah.
There's just too many good options though.
Truly though, the more I think about it, is it that good though?
What
What if going back sucks?
How about this? If you could go back knowing you could go there knowing you couldn't come back, would you go?
Well, no.
Oh no.
Because we've got kids, right, William?
Yeah.
No,
So
you
there's,
just said
there's
the
more
date
at risk.
reasonable. I just go back to like 2006 and I watch those ads and get Bitcoin.
True.
Why you want to watch ads and get Bitcoin? Just buy the Bitcoin.
I reckon if I didn't have kids,
No, because it's free.
you just faster to just buy it, right?
Oh no, but then I have to wait like 10 years for Bitcoin to be worth anything.
yeah.
Yeah, you suffer like 10 years and then you become a millionaire. And then COVID happens.
To be fair though, no, I just go back when Bitcoin was like $200.
Can you imagine if COVID happens and you're prepared for it? Like, everybody's like, oh.
He's just bought all the toilet rolls.
It's like, hey guys, see ya. I bought like things.
The alternate timeline
you
is
could go-
us sitting here
if
with
you
the
could go
Lord of
forward,
toilet
though,
rolls.
If you could go forward though, would you go forward? Because I feel like the way like history is projecting and the way we're going right now, the future doesn't necessarily seem
I don't need to
great.
meet like future Eshays. I'm good.
That's your concern.
Yeah, fuck it. Like we're not getting better.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Going back in time?
Like
Yeah,
like
probably.
living lives absolutely getting me like better medicine. We're living longer. People are healthier. Like the quality of life has definitely increased, but it's not more interesting.
Is it though?
It's not more interesting than like cowboys and Indians or like ancient Rome or I don't know any
I
of
don't
those
know.
things.
A part of me wants to go to the future and get some really cool tech and come back.
What set? How many magic sets forward are you going?
I would go like 1,000 years into the future.
Ooh.
I would go where magic has become surpassed magic.
VR.
I don't know. I think they'll survive. Hasbro will win.
Hasbro is the mega corporation that rules the world.
Yeah, in the future, the magic cards are just real people, and it's just played by really rich people, and they make us move around like on a Yu-Gi-Oh board.
I want to go far enough where it matters. Because if you go like, I don't know, 100 years, 200 years, you're just really going into that future
No,
dystopia.
but the problem is with
Disney
future,
owns
right?
everything.
It's going in an exponential.
Yeah.
Like
So if I go 1,000 years in the future, I'm either seeing nothing because
Way.
we're all dead.
What if you got in your time machine and went 1,000 years forward, and when you blinked in, it's just space around you?
The Earth is gone.
Yeah. Well, do you know that? You know that's why they think specifically that time travel will never work, because like the planet's always moving. So if you time travel forward, how do you physically move in the space? You know what I mean? Because the
Well,
planet's
that goes-
rotating around the sun.
Well, that's the same if you go backwards in time.
bro, this is like
Yeah.
high level physics right here.
yeah.
Maybe not for us. We just do like the fun version. Like I just want to
the
go
time
back
travel
and-
has it does the maths for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair. Do you reckon that's how the TARDIS works in Doctor Who?
I've never watched Doctor Who.
I don't watch Doctor Who. I never liked it. I don't understand it. Like, why is he carrying that stupid thing?
What
Stick.
thing?
That light thing, like whatever.
Like the Men in Black thing?
No,
No, it's
the
the magic screwdriver.
screwdriver.
Because when it was first, it was made in like the 70s, and they had no props.
No, it's also like a universal tool.
What's that thing?
It's like a MacGuffin for anything.
Okay,
It unlocks doors and fixes things.
right.
That seems useful, you know. I think that opens any door and unlocks things.
I don't want to shit
does
on
seem
anybody who
useful.
likes Doctor Who, but it sounds like a goob. I watched that one when I was like
Doctor Who is on
16
this
with
guy.
a
I think
hot
I
girl.
think a tool that like unlocks any door and can fix things is more useful than like I don't know bringing a gun.
So
Yeah.
Doctor Who collector packs is on discount.
We actually, do you know what? Like, obviously none of us are like big Doctor Who fans, but I still once a weekish get someone to come in and ask if we've got Doctor Who magic cards. So,
Would you go back and see the pyramids? You have two options: go back and see the pyramids, or kill Hitler.
I think like you can't change. Like you shouldn't change.
But I do want to see the pyramids.
yeah, right. Have you got like a social obligation to have to do the Hitler thing?
No, you get two choices. No one needs to know.
What if we?
It's on you.
What if you kill Hitler? We all end up still German after. Someone just takes his spot because
Maybe you
there was more
shouldn't-
than one guy.
Maybe you shouldn't affect history too much.
Yeah, but if you just look at the pyramids, it's not going to affect anything. Just look.
Plus,
And go?
maybe with that whole situation, we would have met Johnny Coins, and he's an important sponsor.
We wouldn't get a
with
sponsor.
Imperial Numismatics here today. So maybe we need Johnny Coins to like that whole thing to happen. So we meet our great friend Johnny Coins,
Yeah.
Imperial Numismatic.
Maybe I am glad that time travel doesn't exist.
Would you like to see the pyramids? I would love to see the
I
pyramids.
would like to see Cradle of Civilization, yes. But I think for me,
No,
yes,
I don't want to see the pyramids. I want to see the construction of the
Because I think everyone's aware of like how like we're closer to Cleopatra than Cleopatra was to the inception of the pyramids, right? Everyone knows that fact.
yeah.
What is
But
that?
also, you know,
Cleopatra is closer to our timeline today
Yeah.
than she was to the building of the pyramids. So by the time the people, the Egyptians that we think
the
of
pyramids
now,
are ancient.
living around the pyramids, they had no idea how the pyramids got there.
The ancient Egyptians, the pyramids were ancient.
Because the Egyptians now are very much like Arabic, like ethnically looking people, but they believe that the Egyptians were really built by like black Africans. Is that what to put like indigenous Africans? I
So
guess.
I'm going to take it one step further. Actually, I changed my answer. You know what? You guys have inspired me. Maybe the Renaissance is not cool enough because I can always read a history book and learn about the Renaissance. But what I can't learn about ancient Egyptians, right, and ancient tales. There are civilizations that are older than what we have recorded, right? The ancient Egyptians, whatever. I want to go back when like they were because there's the tale of Gilgamesh, right? The ancient Sumerians and the only record with the oldest record of a story we ever have is like the tale of Gilgamesh, the legend of Gilgamesh. I want to go back and meet Gilgamesh. I want to go back and meet these legends that of
true,
ancient civilization.
Well, the Iliad talks a lot about things that happened hundreds of years before the writer of the Iliad. I always forget his name, but like the writer of
the
the
ancient
Iliad.
Egyptians were talking about ancient tales.
Yeah.
So I want to go to those ancient tales.
Yeah. So like think about like imagine living in that society and not understanding how the pyramids got there then. Like, isn't that crazy?
Then you have to punch in the numbers in the DeLorean. And
No,
go even
we're
further
not
back.
punching in the numbers in Hillary. Just go. Save. No numbers.
Yeah.
No numbers needed. Go and back. Go and back.
Safe trip, huh, William?
Safe trip. Safe trip. Don't touch anything. Don't.
What if you got back there and it was built by giants?
Ooh, then are some questions.
Like you rock up and you're just hell small, and they're like, "What is this little?"
But
guy?
what if you know too much and now like your life has changed? Like you're like, oh no, do I tell people or I keep these secrets?
That you go back and it's made by giants riding mammoths, and then you come back to the future and you tell people, and they like no one believes you.
Yeah, you're a crazy person. Yeah.
It's all right. I just want to know by myself. It's all right.
That's a well-adjusted man. There doesn't need other people's opinions.
No. As long as I know
What
it.
if you told your kids and they thought you were crazy?
Well, I mean, they're gonna be learning like the new stuff based on the new like current stuff, right? So if you tell them, of course, it's not gonna like change anything.
In the comment section of Spotify or YouTube, you can do either. Let us know.
on Discord,
Or Discord or Facebook.
you can sign up on Patreon to chat to us
Yeah,
directly.
Yeah, you can tell us how terribly incorrect all of our information.
Let us
is.
know what era of civilization you would like to visit. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Good bands.
Yeah.
If we'd done this earlier, I could have put a poll up in the chat at the start and then given the answer at the end of it.
And would you go backwards or would you go forwards if you had the option?
yeah.
'Cause I still think going forwards is exciting.
Would you join Kang in the Renaissance or William in the pyramids or
My brain would be like, it would be really cool to see what's
Danny.
flying cars and cyberpunk.
I'd also love to go
Atlantis.
watch the Phantom Menace in the movies again because that was a good time.
See, that's a nice
so
one.
cool.
That's charming.
the double lightsaber? Everybody's like, oh.
Or like a week ago, my clutch in my truck was working.
You just don't want to drive your truck, right? Don't pay the 6K.
You go back in time and steal the clutch.
I'll just sell
from
it.
prior
I'll
years.
just sell the truck.
Would you like to buy a truck for? Cheap.
All right, guys, we've hit hour 30. On average now, our podcasts have gone from 1 hour to an hour 30 now, hour 25-ish. We've somehow power crept our podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like this is often the only hour. Like I came in tonight, wanted to play some Magic with my friends. It is our 36 people, and there was literally not a single seat available for me to play Magic.
That's
So
good
we
news.
were packed, so we're gonna have to sort something out for next week so that I can get some games in. But I want to make one final massive congratulatory thank you to Imperial Numismatics for sponsoring us tonight.
you.
Thank you, Johnny Coins. Kang, if you can please hit the button that I like
Triple,
a bunch
triple.
of times, just hit it like 5 times.
Let's go.
That's professional broadcasting right here.
All right. Stop that shit. Stop that.
I can't.
That's how it goes.
I can't. Hit the button, it happens.
Awesome, man. Do sign up for Patreon. So you can tell us about your Back to the Future.
Yeah, come join the chat. Or don't. Either one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone,
Thank you.
for coming to the Boardcast. Always a bit of fun, gentlemen.
Good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Board bye.